Wow, Samson Dauda posts a back update on Instagram. I gotta say, it looks like the back is finally starting to really match the rest of his freaky body. Even when Samson was 330 last year, the back, in my opinion, still didn't match the rest of his physique. But right now, a couple months away from the Olympia, the back is looking really good. Now, will this new muscle stick while he starts to diet down for this Olympia? Well, that's what we have to wait and see, but we're going to talk about how he looks right now. You guys love Natty so much from Old School Labs. You guys bought all of it, sold out, but Nitro 3D is still in stock. You can still save money by using code NICKBS at oldschoollabs.com. So stop waiting and go pick up some of the best supplements in the game. All right, so let's talk about these improvements that Samson has made so far in this very brief offseason that he had. Considering the guy went from the Olympia prep to an Arnold win, and now he made this much progress already, job well done. He's really working. And this just shows you guys out there that are ignorant, that think you can't create more muscle tissue unless you're in a surplus. Now, Samson's probably always in a surplus because he's a 330-pound mutant. The guy's probably always eating a good amount of food, but that's relative to anyone. You can make progress on your physique even when you're dieting, even when you're not pushing drugs, even when you're not pushing food. As long as you're consistent with your training, your nutrition, your recovery, no matter how high or low the drugs or food go, you could still make progress, guys. So stop being a lazy piece of shit when you're not on gear, when you're not in a surplus, you're not in your official off season. Train fucking hard. Eat good, eat healthy foods, and try to make progress with your physique. You could still do a lot of good for yourself if you keep trying all year. Now, you also got to pace yourself so you don't burn out. So you need to obviously take rest days and make sure you have an appropriate time off. Make sure you're not doing too many sets, too many reps. But the guys out there and the girls out there that think you can't make progress because you're dieting or because you're not on gear, you're wasting time. You should always try to get better every workout. Every workout adds up when you get on that stage and you display your physique. Every workout adds up when you want to take your shirt off and look in the mirror and assess how you're looking. Stop holding yourself back just because you're not on the anabolics you need to grow or because your diet's not where it needs to be typically. Those are just bullshit excuses. And Samson has been competing every year, multiple times some years, and still making huge progress. It's not because he's a genetic freak. That helps. It's because he's consistent. When this guy's traveling, he's training. When he's traveling, he's eating. When he's traveling, he's making sure he gets enough rest. He's balancing things out very well. And this is why he continues to make the progress he is. Other bodybuilders can do this too. You can do it. I could do it. You just have to want it and have to be dedicated to it. It's no different than anything else that you do in your life. Bodybuilding just really helps you create some really good structure in your life, and it makes you understand how important it is to be consistent because you can see it every day. A little bit of consistency will add up a lot over time. Just by going to the gym every day and doing things on repeat, eating healthy, your body starts to respond really quick. And that just shows you in life, if you do little things every day, you start working towards your goals, you start building that business slowly, you work on that relationship that you want, eventually you get it. You get rewarded at the end of the day. But let's talk about his physique now. So I'm done going on a rant about how Samson does everything so perfect. Let's talk about the back. So the rear double was never a strong pose for Samson. The rear lat spread was never too shabby. I gotta be honest, he could really spread his lats really well. And obviously Samson has a lower body, front and back. He never had any issues with his legs, ever. Even when he was at his smallest, which was never small, his most downsized version of himself years ago, like 2018, 2019, he still had amazing legs. But the back was always something that I felt like needed to be better. It needed to match the rest of his physique because the rest of his physique is so goddamn good. I just felt like the back wasn't so goddamn good. It wasn't bad. It's just that his rest of his physique was so damn good. It was like, okay, I guess the back is probably the weakest part, but it wasn't weak. Obviously, he won the Arnold Classic. It wasn't that bad. But now, man, this guy's in business. The thickness of the back, the teres muscles, now really, really sweep out wide. You can see his rhomboids are really filled in, his traps, the lats. I gotta admit it, if he's able to hold on to this tissue and get in shape for the Olympia, there's no reason why he can't move up from 6th place, possibly to 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Who the fuck knows? He could probably win. It's really up for grabs right now. This is not an easy win for Hadi Choopan. This is not going to be an easy second Mr. Olympia win for Hadi. You have Derek knocking a door. You have Nick knocking a door. You have Andrew. You have Crizzo now coming back with vengeance. And you obviously have all the other guys coming back. And this is going to be really hard for all of these guys to secure their spot again. Even, like I said, Derek, he's got a lot of people to keep off his back. And like I talked about yesterday, he's got a kid coming. Samson doesn't have a kid. Samson can focus on himself. He can be as selfish as he wants right now. Nick could be as selfish as he wants right now. I think Hadi already has kids, but that's another story. But Samson right now is in a really good spot. I know he weighs a lot. I don't even care what he weighs. What I care about is how his back looks now compared to the rest of them. And when you look at this video of him, you've got to be impressed. I mean, you really have to be. And I can't imagine what his front side looks like right now. If his back came up this much, how much do the front shots come up? And as I said earlier in this video, he's been competing pretty much back to back, and he was still able to make this type of progress. I don't think you necessarily need to take these long off seasons to make a lot of progress. I think competing keeps you on edge. It keeps you regimented. Look what happened to Nick Walker, for example. He took that whole year off. Did he come back better? Yeah, but it wasn't like, holy shit, that was so worth the 12 months of not competing. I think Nick should have done Arnold last year if he was healthy, but obviously his coach decided not push him in that Arnold because he was back-to-back shows. He was competing for several years. He needed some downtime. He needed to make sure his health was good. And obviously, not even just physically, mentally, you get burnt out from prepping. But I think if you can handle it like Samson is, he did the Olympia, now the Arnold a couple months later, and now he's doing the Olympia, several months later. If you can balance it out, I think that's where you make the best progress, because now you're staying on point and you're sharp. And this is what Samson's coach really preaches is Milos. Now, Milos would probably want Samson to do more shows than just 1 or 2 a year, but that was Milos. This is Samson. And I think Samson does really well competing 1 to 2 times a year, if not maybe 3. Who knows? I think it just depends on where your physique is at. I think it depends on your health, because if you're not healthy, you're not going to get in shape. If your insides are not working properly, not doing the normal functions, you cannot get in shape. The biggest culprit for people not being able to peel off that last layer of fat and water before a show is because typically their kidney and liver and all those things are not working properly, and it cannot push out the toxins and garbage and flush out the water. So your body doesn't get in shape. So a lot of people ignore their health, and they're really making a big mistake, not only for the long run, but even just for the shortcomings, because they cannot get in shape if your kidney and liver and your colon, your gallbladder, your pancreas, your thyroid, all these things are not working properly. That's why you got to put health number 1, and then you can worry about getting in shape for shows. If you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to peak. Bottom line, you could peak, but you're not going to be your best. So make sure you're prioritizing your health, and taking all these supplements. Yeah, they help protect you, but you're not fixing anything. If you need to fix problems, over-the-counter health supplements are not going to necessarily fix dark, deep-rooted problems that are embedded in your cells. They're not going to do it. They're not strong enough. So you have to do proper remedies to clear your body out to do that. Remember, all steroids have heavy metals in them. Now on top of it, you're eating a lot of food. Now on top of it, Bodybuilders get sick, they get food poisoning, and on top of it, they're putting all these toxic drugs in their body. You have to clean yourself out. I made this mistake by not doing this more often and doing it properly. So I'm telling you guys, do it the right way and you'll have a nice long career. You'll live a happy, healthy life after bodybuilding. You don't have to go through all this shit I'm going through and a lot of other bodybuilders are because they ignore a lot of these things. And then once they retire, they come off all the drugs, body shuts down. Check out Samson's video. I'll see you guys soon.